Okay, part two on these little Hadleighs. So really, I'm going to work. This video is going to be the cabinets. So we're going to get those done. So really, the only modification I need to do to these cabinets is some cutouts for the tweeter. So as you saw originally, that was the original cone tweeter, mid tweeter. And this is what I'm putting in there, which came out of some B&W DM4s. So nice silk soft dome tweeter. These are all in really good working condition. Yeah, so that's what we're going to put in there. But we have cutouts needed for the binding post connections. So I've got the gaskets that they come with. So we can use that as a template. Offer that up, centralize it. So the original tweeter overlapped this cutout a little bit. This one will as well. In fact, what I want to do is see how far down I can push the tweeter, so I can keep a bit of meat there. Mind you, we're going to stand the covers off a little bit, so that's not going to be a problem. Okay, so unfortunately we can't use the original fixing holes, so we'll have to seal those up. Yeah, let's line that up, square it up with that. So we're looking at something like that. Yeah, okay, right, so we need to cut these bits out. Beautiful, nice and square, lovely job. Right, so while we're here, let's properly, and we're nice and square along here as well, let's properly mark, these. Okay. Right, so other than modifying the front baffle to get our tweeter in, the only other cabinet modification I want to do is a bit of bracing. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know if you can see that, I've stuck some felt onto the side panels, which take quite a bit of the ringing out, but the back, I know we've got nothing in here at the moment, but this is so thin, it's probably 12 mil. So I've marked where the crossover goes in there. So what I'm going to do, I've cut some chipboard, which is what this is, to go in there. So I've had to be careful how tight I cut these so I don't push the sides out when I glue them in, but that's one, and then we'll have one down the bottom here as well, and then our crossover will still fit in there, and they're not glued in and you can hear the difference already. So let's get those glued in. So just PVA or this Gorilla Glue, which is basically PVA. Let's try and get it in there before it drips everywhere. Okay, excellent. Right, that's one in there, nice and tight. Cool, they're almost straight. Perfect. Smear the glue round. Okay. Right, I don't know if you can see that or not. I think you can. So once that's glued up, that's going to brace our back. We're also picking up the sides as well. I'm not going to, like I say, do anything on the sides, top and bottom. I've put some pads on there, which will help with those, and we'll have the foam in there as well. But that back panel, I just wanted to stiffen up, so I'll do the same with the other one. Right, so while we're waiting for the glue to dry on those cabinets, we might as well have a look at the covers. Right, I've got a lot of cloth offcuts. Some of it's, yeah, that pulls out. Right, will I get both of them out of this little offcut? So there's one. Yeah, I think so. And yep, okay, that's good. Let's put this back. Tons of this stuff, use a lot of it. I've started buying it on the roll. Actually a roll of it. And a roll is like 10 meters long by nearly a meter wide. Right, let's cut this in half. Okay, so let's pull you down a bit further. Right, so let's get the badge off first. There we go, Celestion H. Right, so these old Velcro pads need to come off as well. Because we're going to redo those. So they've got a bit of spacing there, which is good because I need to account for the thickness of the tweeter, which I think they will anyway. But yeah, to be safe. Right. Let's have a look. Hopefully this will come out quite easily. Yep. No, maybe not. Okay. Just do it the brutal way. There's a bit of a rebate around the edge of this, which is quite handy because I'm not going to glue it. I'm going to staple it. Right, let's try and get these staples out as well. Be a bit careful with fiberboard, not to dig into it and take a big chunk of it out. Okay. Right, that's not bad. Right, so that's not bad. So I'll do the same with the other one and then we'll start reclothing them. Right, so what I'm going to have to do before I put cloth on this is run around it with some neoprene. And the reason for this really is just to give me a bit more thickness for the staple, and also to help with how the cloth goes around the edges. Because it's very thin, this fiberboard, and ideally I'd like to just zip it through the router and roll the edges, but it's too thin. So this is the other way of doing it. Right, there we go. All good. Perfect. That's what I was worried about, it pulling through. pretty good. Right, so we're all dressed up on the corners. So I just need to tidy the back up. Right, unfortunately some of the staples really struggled to go through that, which I'm not entirely surprised at, but it just means that we're a bit untidy at the back. So what I'm going to do is go over the staples with some black tape like this, and then what we'll do is put our Velcro in the corner, staple that, and that's obviously also going to pin down our tape as well. So bear with me and you'll see what I mean. Right, okay, so what I will do, hopefully you can see that all right, is use the loop, so the hard part of the Velcro in the corner, like so. And then what I can hopefully do, yeah, perfect, staple that down. Okay, like that. That's better. Right, so I'll staple those in and that one's done. Right, so the next process with the cabinets is I want to spray the front and back black and then I'll sand it. I know that sounds a bit odd, but that's the best way of doing it, and then I can sand out any overspray. But I've sanded the inside of this because I can't hit that with the sander really. Got a few bits there to still sand out. Then I can mask up against this line, spray this black, and then do the same with the back, and then we can sand it. Right, so all masked up around the edge I want to create. So like I said, the reason for spraying first before I sand is doing it this way. I don't have to mask up the whole cabinet. If I get a bit of overspray on this, it doesn't matter because I'm sanding it. And also what I want to do when I've sanded is get a coat of oil on there straight away, and if I oil it, the chances are I might get some on the wood, which I then want to paint, and then the paint won't stick. So it's a little bit back to front, but that's kind of the way I have to do it. But yeah, all good. Right, so that's one coat of black on there. The chipboard, although it's been sealed by something, I don't know what, it does soak up the paint. So between coats, just let it dry really well to seal it, and then yeah, you should get a reasonable sheen on there, hopefully. Right, so now the fronts have had 2 coats, I can give the backs a couple of coats as well. So I'm not worried about the overspray because that will make sure I get a decent edge when I sand this flat. If I mask it, I'm going to probably get a lump or a roll in the paint. So I'd rather just be careful, let it overspray a bit, and then when I sand this out, we'll have a really clean edge. Okay, so as you can see, if you spray at an angle when you're going around the edges, you don't really get any overspray. And anything you do, like I say, we're just going to sand it out anyway. So just spraying up at an angle like that, not that way away. Yeah, makes life easier, less work. We like that. Right, so the woofers have had the teeniest hit of black gloss, or black satin I should say, which has got rid of all the marks and things we had in the cone, and yeah, just woken them up a bit. It's not going to affect it sonically, it just tidies them up a bit and probably protects the paper from moisture, that sort of thing as well. But yeah, that's all I wanted to do, nothing major, just to wake them up a bit. Right, binding posts are done. So new posts in there. You have to drill them out large and use those plastic inserts so you don't short on the badge, because that's made of metal, all soldered up. So yeah, another jobbed. Right, this one's had a light sanding, and as you can see, all the marks have come out. So we're looking pretty good. So this one's going to get the same treatment now. And then I'll give them an oil up and we should be pretty good. Right, now the cabinets are all sanded back, I have a bit of a choice to make as to what oil I use. So I've got some normal natural Danish oil, which is, yeah, basically clear. So the wood will appear very kind of white with that. Some other Danish oil which kind of stains it a little bit, makes it a little bit, gives it a tint of red, or teak oil, which is kind of what they probably had originally. So that will be the original colour, and that's what I'm going to use. So yeah, let's get some oil on it before the wood dries out too much, and you'll see how much it wakes it all up. Right, so you don't need much. So it's all about doing multiple light coats. God, smells good. Okay. Hopefully you can see that all right. Yep. So yeah, this sanding has come up really well. All our marks have come out, so very, very good indeed. Right, let's put a glove on. Nice. Right. Yeah, don't put too much on. You certainly don't want to flood it. So all I really want to do at the moment is just seal it up. Beautiful. So if you're in any doubt as to the stain colour you're using, obviously do it on the bottom part where it's not really going to notice. If it's veneered inside the cabinet, you could try it in there. Yeah, lovely. Right, so that's all they're going to get at the moment. Let's turn that back round. So now what I'll carefully do, and this is the reason why I painted first, is go around this, and if I get any of this oil on the paint, it doesn't matter, because the paint's already down, so I haven't got to worry about it not sticking. So I'm not going to put any more on this, I'm just going to use it as it is at the moment. Look at that, lovely, really pops against the black. And we've got, if you look at that, a really crisp, sharp line there. So that would have been difficult if we were painting this after sanding and oiling. Right, there we go. One coat, so I'll do the other one and then we'll probably give this one more little coat. So both of these have now had 2 coats of oil, so I'm going to leave them for a day, let that sink in. See, we've got a nice sheen appearing, that wood grain is lovely. So I'd imagine they'll probably have another coat when we've finished all the work. But yeah, front baffles are done, bracing in there, cut out for the new tweeter, holes pre-drilled. Same with this one obviously. Binding cups, new posts and wire. So yeah, cover's done as well, forgot about those. They're looking pretty sharp. Got a pull tag on the bottom there to make those nice and easy to pull off. So we'll put the Velcro on those as well. But yeah, I think next we're going to be lead wires off the drivers and measuring and testing. Right, cheers. Final one, I couldn't resist getting my teeters in there and they're looking pretty good. Excellent. Catch you on the next one.